Hi everybody, I'm Roz.
And I'm Amber, and together we're Attention to Detail. We'll first like to say thank you so much for buying our wreath decorating kits.
Absolutely.
And we'll start off, this is one that we made earlier.
Blue Peter style, so here it is all prepared.
I'm sure a lot of people have seen a picture of this one. So we're just going to run through about what you'll firstly get in your kit, which We've got some items here.
So you've got a sheet, which is just an idea sheet, a little bit of a guide, which will help you with some of the detail. We'll be taking you through that a little later. You've got all your accessories, so beautiful Christmas accessories. We've got ribbon, your colour of choice will be in your kit. We've got some baubles, some oranges, some cinnamon sticks, beautiful pine cones, some leaves, and also that will be provided to you along with your foliage, your beautiful fresh foliage, and some wires which will help you wire your items on, which we'll take you through later. And don't forget your little festive bag, which has got some goodies in for you to enjoy whilst you're doing your wreath, courtesy of Amber and I at Attention to Detail.
So finally, think about how you're going to hang your wreath. You can either have a wreath hook or you can use the ribbon that we've provided. So without further ado, cue the festive music. Okay, so here we have our naked spruce wreath, and we're going to show you how we would decorate it. One point to note is we're going to find the wire here, and we will find this central point to hang it.
So this wire is the centre top. So what at the end of the wreath making we will do is we will hook a ribbon around the back, and that's how your wreath will hang. So you need to find your centre top. From your centre top you then have your centre bottom, and then from that we will look to place, at the moment we'll place on some of the more colourful items, because what you're going to want to do is create colour and maybe think about a little bit of symmetry around. So we're thinking about your baubles, where you might like your baubles to go, your cinnamon sticks, some berries.
Now we've got a foliage item here that we will have as our centrepiece, and what we're going to do is we'll have our ribbon at the bottom and we're going to work up and around to this centre point at the top.
So we can fasten that centre bit on. I'm going to show you in a minute how to make these little selection of foliage, and it just creates a lovely little bunch that will add onto your spruce and add with the berries a little bit of colour. So with your, I'll show you that in a minute, but what we're actually going to do is lay that on the top at the centre. We're going to then take one of these wires that we've provided for you. We're going to put it on our finger, and then we're going to make a loop out of it. So that's actually going to stick then into the wreath, and it will be over the top of the foliage stems, and that will secure, you can hear it going in, that will secure that on nice and tight. We've made a bow earlier, so we can place that on, and then the idea is to get your pieces, whatever you like. Amber's got a pine cone there, and then it's just to think about where you want your colour.
And it doesn't matter if you keep moving items around, it's just to get an idea at this point. So if you think later, oh, I want to move that, that's absolutely fine. And you'll see when you've got your decorative items that there are some gaps. Now what you'll do with these gaps is fill them with foliage, and you can make that as, if you want quite a tight wreath, you don't need very much, but if you want to go all out and do quite a big one, you can, so quite floaty. So here are some that
we made earlier.
And we'll just see how.
And it's seeing what look we like. So if you can see, then we're creating a little bit of drama with the foliage, a little bit of colour, and then we're going to place some more foliage. And at the moment we're just placing them on just to see where we like the look of it, and then we will move to fasten them in. So what we'll do now is we've got a general idea, so we'll now start fastening them in. So the stems can be covered by a little bit of the spruce, but again, we're going to use the hook that we made earlier. So you just keep making those, and we're going to stick that into the wreath. You can move the spruce around a little bit and cover up the stems, or you can cleverly use an item that would stick over the top. So for example, a pine cone, thank you Amber, that would stick in. Now with the pine cone, I'm just going to show you now how to wire a pine cone. We get one of our wires again, a full wire. So you can see that some of the pine cone is open, and you wind the wire around. You can then twist it together once it meets, and it creates an end that you can then fix into the wreath. So what you're going to do is you're going to stick it in, and you can actually hear it connecting. That can then cover up the stems so that they're not showing in the wreath, and you're left then with a look that's actually really quite beautiful. Creates a little bit of drama. So again, you could do something similar with the oranges. So you can wire 3 together. You can do them singularly. I've got some over here. Let's pop those down. So with the oranges, you can put 3 together. With flower arranging, we often work in 3s because it looks better on the eye. Don't ask me why, it just does. And then you can wire these together. A little bit fiddly, but stick with it. Wind it round. And then what I'm going to do is just go in at the back with a piece of the wire that you've already bent. And again, that can then be pushed into place. You hear it click as it goes through the straw that's at the back. And then, as you can see, I'm just moving them around so I get the look that I want. Maybe put that leaf underneath so you're actually showing the item that you want to be seen. And then it's just having a look at it, and maybe something else would go there. So Amber's got a piece of hydrangea, which would be really lovely. So we can actually stick that in, and that's beautiful. And that will be held in place. So you're then forming a beautiful arrangement which you maybe replicate on this side so that it matches and gives you a bit of symmetry. So I'm now going to just show you how to create these little groups of foliage. I've cut some here, so you can either have them shorter or longer. It's just exactly to your preference. So what I've done is I've taken some foliage and I've made sure that I've got a length at the bottom that hasn't got any leaves on, and I then build up using different types of foliage. It creates a lot of interest. Put them together, maybe with the berries, for example. That's a lovely bit of interest on the front. And if you like your pound cones, again, you could then creating a little bunch. Again, take one of your wires. It's all about wires, and then push it through above one of the leaf nodes or stems that are coming out, if you can see that. We then bend it, so we get one end going down, and then the other end is going to hold that bunch tight, and we're going to wrap it around tightly so that it creates a nice firm bunch like that. So you can see it's not falling apart, it's quite firm. With your scissors, you might just want to take off some of the stems. Excuse me while I just do that. And then you've got a nice little bunch. And again, with one of the hooks that you've made earlier, that will be lovely, just sat underneath the back of this hydrangea. So the hydrangea head, for example, or whatever else you're using, would cover the stems. And you're actually going in the same direction. So these can stick out however you want them to be so that they protrude. They can be inside or they could be outside, whatever it is. Oh, however it is you'd like them to be, and then that will stick in. And that holds that firm. Lovely. So yes, amber's looking on this